Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. We're under a KUN26R Hilux, and I've got two questions for the Hilux owners that take the vehicles out on the tracks. And this can include people in the States or wherever around the world, because I'm pretty sure KUN.com.au ships stuff out to other countries as well. So the question is, we've been doing a lot of work and focus on protos for years now, and you may have picked up, we've got a Hilux ourselves again. And obviously it gets you thinking about things. And so the question is, and it's not from KUN, this is from me, when we service these vehicles, we do, this one's all right, but we often see that transfer case there. You can see the transfer case, see the little black guard over it. I have seen these, not that I see much anymore because I don't really service Hiluxes anymore. They all get sort of pressed in and mashed around. So you get a lot of action, if you like. We'll call it a lot of action on the tracks that hits that. Obviously you don't want to hit the transfer case with a big rock because it could crack it. You don't want to get a big heavy duty guard made up that mounts to the transfer case because that'll create leverage and crack it like what happens on the Prados on that design. But what KUN have done on the Prados, they've made a guard that protects, well, it's in particular for the plastic actuator on the back for like the 150 Prados, but you could want something. So the reason I ask is the Hilux, they're a longer wheelbase, and that's why we see more damage not only there, but also it's a possibility on this fuel tank. We'll get to that in a minute. But KUN would probably be able to make a guard, and depending on the, I'm not saying they do or they're going to, I'm asking a question, so I'm looking for comments and answers and feedback so that I can maybe provide some information for them, whether it's worthwhile. They would probably make up a guard, a bracket that bolts in somewhere like the hole in the chassis there. It would go across, it would have, some sort of protection bracket under there, and it'd come across to this side here. May even be able to utilize that hole there or something else, I don't know, preferably without having to drill holes in the chassis. That's for them to come up with. But I'm asking you guys, have you had this issue, the people that hit the tracks, 4x4 Hiluxes? If you know any groups or any people that may be interested in something like this, please share the video and ask them to comment if it's something they're interested in, and we can talk to KUN and see if they can design something and come up with so you can really hit the rough extreme tracks and protect this case here from getting broken. The other component that's directly between the wheels, now if you've got heavy duty side steps or sliders like these, they go up, they end up being the same height as the chassis. So at your ramp over point right in the middle of the vehicle, which I can estimate is right about this point here, you're only going to scrape your chassis. Your tail shaft and your exhaust is generally going to clear it. Let's just go up for a have a look, and I'll just show you what I mean from up here. Right, if you go, you can see straight across that way, the lowest point, right, the exhaust is barely, it's not lower than the chassis. That's my whole point, right? The only other part that it protrudes down, and this one obviously doesn't do really much tracks or off-road. Maybe it's all dressed up with nowhere to go, I don't know. But anyway, there's plenty like that, and there's plenty that have got go places and they aren't ready and prepared. So this is about being prepared. This is just a plastic, right? See that? Token gesture, plastic. It's not going to give you much protection at all whatsoever. It's easy to remove. It's only got 4 nuts to remove that. So I just wanted to demonstrate, know what's under your vehicle, and plastic fuel tank in behind there, right? So same way as KUN have come up with a fuel tank guard for the Prados, do we need one? And don't tell me, don't include this in the video. Don't include, oh, you can get one from Iron Man. Don't include, other brands, because we've seen what happens with other brands, and they're thin and they're poor designs and they get bent. They can be even worse than original equipment. So is this a problem for you guys? Because I'm thinking about building the Hilux up for the tracks, not for touring Australia, for the tracks. And a couple of the first things I thought of was, I need to be a little bit careful of that, not a big deal. And this fuel tank here, I need to be careful as well, because quite clearly you can see these are the two items. See this does, I'm going to go up above the chassis a bit. It's hard to give you a line, but the tank, I'll tell you, it comes down about probably 30 to 40 mil below the chassis. And as I already tried to explain, it's, the middle of the vehicle right between the tyres is kind of like right about the middle of the picture where we're looking type thing about there. So I have seen it where, I've had Hiluxes before, KUN26, 2011, and I know that it used to, on the tracks over the ramp over areas, used to cop a little bit there, but I never did a massive amount with it. So I'm not too sure. So I'm mainly looking for feedback. This video is looking for feedback. Who's had trouble with that there, this here? What sort of trouble have you had? And would you be interested in if there was a guard available? Quality components, quality engineered, Australian made to protect that and that. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked it, and let us know. I'll be looking at the comments to see what you think and what your experiences have been. Thanks for watching. See ya.